can you all hear me now? Let me know now. Can you hear me now? Okay, Steph says she can't hear me either. Can you hear me now? Let me know. Can you all hear me? Okay, let me know if you all can hear me, okay? Because I want to make sure that you can hear me. Because I was just saying some good old stuff. Oh, good. Thank you. I'm so glad. Okay. Now, that Steph, tell me what part you didn't hear anything I said, right? So if not, then I'm gonna start all over again. Were you able to hear the video? Okay. Stephanie says we can hear. Okay. What about the video? Could you hear the video? Because I got some good stuff I want to make sure that you all hear. Let me know. I'm looking at my comments. Let me know. And I'm going to my LinkedIn as well. Rinse and repeat. Okay, yes, let me go ahead and rinse and repeat. I will do that. Let me go back to my LinkedIn to make sure people are there as well. And then I will start. Where is it? Let me see. Bear with me just one moment. Okay, so I am here. Okay, dashboard and that and that. All right, so okay, let's start this all over again. Hi, everyone. This is Nicolette Barrett. I am your four-time certified career coach, better known as the Get Hired Strategist. And I'm so excited to have each one of you all here to join me in another episode of the Job Search and Career Management Show Made Easy. Now, this show is hosted by iRock.tv and sponsored by the iRock Inner Circle. Now, you're asking, what is the iRock Inner Circle? The iRock Inner Circle is a new membership that I am launching where we can get together and I can answer your most pressing career questions. I can give you that one-on-one time in an actual group to answer your questions. And guess what? When you ask a question, someone may have wanted to ask the same question and didn't even know that they had that question to ask. And then they can learn from what you're asking. And I'm going to answer your questions about your personal situation and give quick lessons that go deeper and beyond what I'm doing here on a live. So if you're interested in that, go to the iRockResumes.com website and search for the Inner Circle, and I'll put the link in here later on, and you can sign up for that because I'm planning on launching that in about 2 to 3 weeks. So please hurry and join and secure your spot. So I have people joining. I want to have enough people in there so we can make this beneficial for everyone. So again, iRock Inner Circle. So let me see. Should I go to my actual commercial again? Awesome. Okay, so what I wanted to talk to you all about today is about even though the job market has shifted, looking for a job is still possible. Now, many of you may have been furloughed or may have been laid off or lost your job, or even you're not certain what type of job you're going to come back to. So therefore, you have to think about, what am I going to do? How am I going to do it? And so I'm here to talk to you about not necessarily get into a state of panic. And I know it's easier said than done, but I want you to make sure that you have a sense of peace while you are searching for your job, and to take out the panic, because panic sets you up for anxiety, it sets you up for depression, and it has you basically just all over the place and really not focused on what you need to do. And I talked about earlier, John 16:33 says, I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world, you will have trouble. We're in the midst of that right now, right? We will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world. Now, whatever your belief is, whatever, wherever you need to pull from your faith, pull from your belief to help you get a sense of calm as you move forward in looking for your next job. Okay. Whether or not you've been laid off or what have you, there needs to be a sense of calm in order for you to move forward. And one of the first tips that I really wanted to make sure that you all understand is to create affirmations for yourself. I talked about, making sure that you are setting up affirmations to tell yourself on a daily basis, because it's disheartening when you're let go, especially when you think about all the skills that you have, all of the things that you've done for the organization, how you've helped move their whatever goals they have forward, and all of a sudden you're dismissed, because not necessarily because of you individually, but you kind of feel like you've been tossed to the side. But it's not the case, and I don't want you to think about that. I try to get people to think from a perspective of, you own your own skill set, you own your talents, you own your abilities. You just happen to work for that actual job, right? That corporate gig. So don't get in the way or let that kind of stress get in your way. Think about it from a perspective, okay, what can I do? And some of the affirmation I really want you to think about is saying to yourself, I am valued. I will land the job of my dreams. I will earn an income that will take care of myself and my family. I will provide value. I will get the promotion that I deserve. I will be able to showcase my value and have someone value who I am and make sure that I am worth it to them and bring in value. So when you think about those kinds of affirmations for yourself, say it in a positive way. By you telling yourself that and saying it on a daily basis, you will set yourself up for a mental success, automatically calming you down and bringing a sense of peace for yourself. And that's what it's all about. How do you bring a sense of peace? So that's what I really want you to think about. So the next thing I want you to do, after you get your affirmations, you can put them on stickies, you can have them in your phone, you can commit them to memory and say them every day. Once you get to that point, then the next thing I want you to do is, now that we're in this kind of pandemic, there are a lot of industries and knowledge fields that are actually opening. Think about, what in my skill set can I switch to, because there's a great need right now. What are some new industries and fields that I can actually tap into with my skill set? Because again, your skill set goes with you no matter what. It goes everywhere you want it to go. No one can take it away from you. All of your learnings, what have you, it can't go away. So therefore, what are you doing? So therefore, let's look at the type of industry that you can actually transfer your skill set and just do a brain dump. Just think about some different things. Take a listen to the news that's out there. They're talking about all the different jobs that are actually being created and new ways of doing business. So what can you do to make sure that that happens? Okay, so that's what I want you to really think about. Of course, and next, I want you to make sure that you're doing, once you think about a new industry, a new field, then it's time to update your resume. Now, remember, I always talk about not taking one resume and applying to all types of jobs just because you can do it. Your resume needs to be updated and targeted to the actual job that you're looking for. You have skills, you have talents, you have abilities. You don't have to list every single one on the resume, because if it's not needed, it's not needed. So therefore, making sure that you're updating your resume so that it speaks to the new field and or industry that you're interested in. I want you to make sure that you're looking at it side by side, so you can say, okay, I have this skill set. Now, how do I articulate that so that they know I can transition into that new field with no problem? Okay. So you have to update your resume to match the new industry or field that you're thinking about doing. Then after that, I want you to set aside some time, and that's called time blocking. That's one of the buzzwords that we have in the business industry about time blocking, setting aside time to actually work on our strategy, work on our social media, work on the business, content writing, content development, like I'm doing here. You can do that as well for your job. A lot of people say you have to work, look for a job and work it as a job. Yeah, but that's kind of overwhelming, and it just takes you out of the mindset. But what if I were to say to take 2 to 3 hours on a daily basis, block it in your calendar, and only focus on looking for your dream job? To me, that's easier to chomp on and easier to manage than looking for it as a 8-hour workday. Who wants to do that? No one. So time block it. Are you better in the morning? Maybe you need to do it from 8 to 10 o'clock in the morning. Are you better in the afternoon? Maybe your time is 1 to 3. Or maybe you're more in the evening. You get everything set up and look at it and then send it out. Those of you who have children, you're doing the homeschooling right now. Maybe the evening will be better. But whatever you do, block it out. Have a certain amount of time that you are going to commit to searching for your next role. Okay. 2, 3 hours. If you only can do an hour, something is better than nothing. So make sure that you are blocking that out. And let me see, I have right here. And my last tip here, I want you to celebrate your wins, no matter how small they are or even how large they are. You have to celebrate your wins. If you found a role after you've done your, first of all, you did your affirmations, right? Then you've thought about, okay, is there another industry that I can do? Then I'm going to go ahead and get my resume ready. And then I blocked out some time. When during that time, I found some roles I really am interested in. Submit your resume to that. That's a win because now you're moving forward. By you taking any of these actions that I'm telling you to do, including celebrating your wins, celebrating anything that you're doing, you will have a sense of peace, and it will eliminate and or reduce that panic that you're having during these tough times. Because again, they're still hiring out there. I see my peers out there posting all the time. There are still jobs, and there will be plenty of jobs, but you may not have thought about another industry and pivoting. So pivoting is good. And maybe that'll be something I'll talk about. How do you best pivot? Or I may say that for my group, the I Rock Inner Circle. If you want to be in the inner circle, I highly recommend that you do that, because we can't necessarily always communicate directly on a broadcast or a live, but I will be more than happy to answer your specific questions in our I Rock Inner Circle. And I got this wonderful idea because of an actual group I'm a part of for the Career Directors International. We do this same type of group where we get a chance to answer our business questions to our leader, and she answers our specific questions. And even if I don't even have a question, I love being on those calls because I get a chance to learn from my peers about what's going on. I'm going to provide that same opportunity for you, but in a career professional type of setting. So therefore, if you're interested in that, please, please, please go out to irockresumes.com and sign up. And it's only $25 a month. One time a month, we'll get together. I'll answer your questions, and it's the most valuable. And you'll get an access to the recording. Even if you can't make it, you can listen. I listen to our monthly calls all the time. I go back and listen to something else. And I love the group that we're a part of because we send in resources. We get resources that we can utilize. And I'm going to provide that same opportunity for you. So if you are interested, make sure that you are doing that and signing up. But I do appreciate you joining me. And I mentioned also that I am going to have a special guest on next week. And we're going to talk, I'm not sure exactly what our topic is going to be, but it's going to be Mayan Payne. Now, Mayan Payne came to us back when I was doing Career Musings. And she gave us a lot of great ideas on how to dress for success and dress for our brand. So she's going to come on and she's going to talk about this amazing transformation that she's going to help me with. And then she's going to give you some tips as well. So I have more final topics, or actually, I'll finalize our topic in the next week. But that's mynimage.com. Check her out on her website. And once we're finished transforming my clothes, that's what I was saying that you all couldn't hear. I was talking about my clothes. Once we finish transforming my spare bedroom into my closet/office and my studio, then you all will be able to see it because she's very instrumental in helping me get that done. We're on this, kind of a stall because of, the pandemic. I can't have the people come out and do the closets yet because they are not necessarily being installed. But anyway, after this is all over, I'll do a big reveal and give you all a tour of my new closets. So that's what I was saying as well. But if you all anyone have any questions before I let you go? And again, I'm always thankful and grateful for you all to join me. Any questions? I'm trying to check everywhere to see what else I have. Okay. And Pat said that she couldn't hear me either. But anyway, after this is all over, I'll do a big reveal and give you all a tour of my new closets. All right. Yeah, so I'm so glad that Patricia joined me, one of my former clients. Yay! Thank you all so much for joining me. If you don't have anything else, I will let you all go. But again, join me. Join me for, let me see. Yeah, join me next week, same time, same place, Thursdays at 6:45. And if you are, thanks for joining me as always. And also join me at the iRock Inner Circle, iRockResumes.com, product/iRock Inner Circle. Okay. And that's for career professionals. I would love, love, love for you all to join me there. And that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me. And I'll make sure that I have all my stuff set up because I have this stuff set up so quickly. I didn't know my mic wasn't working, so I do apologize. But that's the beauty of live. Y'all can see it live and in person. So if you all ever wanted to get this stuff done, you see how stuff happens. But I do appreciate you all. So join me next week, same time, same place. And I look forward to hearing from you. Let me go back here. And all right. Bye, everyone.